Hey there and welcome to another Warzone Apothis mission. I'm here today with Jonathan, who's come down from Burlington, you said?
Burlington.
From Burlington. And he's going to be running his Grey Knights today. I am going to take my Ad Mech against him again, because it's only proper that I do that. And we're going to be fighting over Velonium today, which is the Annihilation planet. So that's one where we can get all sorts of cool doomsday devices. Anyway, if you want to get involved with the Warzone Apothis campaign, check out MiniWarGaming.com/Apothis. You're going to find all your information that you need there. So mission rules, scenarios, and contact information where you can email us and we'll get you involved in whatever way we can. So let's go take a look at the board and the armies. So here we have Jonathan's 1500 points of Grey Knights. So right at the very front here, it looks like we have a Grand Master.
Yep.
With the, you have the Soulglaive on there.
Soulglaive and Fury of Deimos.
Fury of Deimos as well, okay. And it looks like he's just with, those are going to be 5 Terminators, right?
Yep.
Alright, so 5 Terminators, what you see is what you get. In the back here, it looks like we have 2 5-man squads of Power Armor Grey Knights right there. Once again, what you see is what you get. Off to the side, we have a unit of 5 Paladins. So in there, I see 1 side cannon. Okay, so that's going to give some good punch there. And in the back, we have a pair of Dread Knights. He has a really nicely converted one right there. And they're both going to have the Heavy Incinerator and the Heavy Side Cannon, as well as the sword, the Nemesis Greatsword. So there we go, 1500 points. And over here, we have the 1500 points of Ad Mech. So, I am going to be running these guys as Vanguard today, not as Rangers, simply because I'm still trying to get all those Vanguard put together here. So they're going to be WYSIWYG. Aside from the galvanic rifles, they're actually going to be the rad rifles. So there's going to be 2 squads of there with the Warlord in the back one right there. We're also going to run the Castellan Maniple as well, so that's the 2 Castellan robots with the Data Smith with twin-linked heavy phosphor cannons and the regular phosphor cannon on their back. We have a unit of 2 Doom Crawlers in the back there, 1 with the neutron laser, 1 with the heavy phosphor cannon. We also have a unit of 10 Sicarian Rust Stalkers with their transonic razors. And the Alpha in here has the Omniscient Mask, so that's going to grant him Zealot, so he's not going to run away from combat. We have a unit of 3 Sidonian Dragoons, 2 with Taser Lance, 1 with Radium Giselle and Phosphor Serpenta. And just for a little bit of psychic backup, we have an Ordo Xenos Inquisitor. Now, I've kind of kitted him out. He's got his Needle Pistol, he's got his Force Sword, Rad Grenades, Psychotrope Grenades, as well as 3 Servo Skulls. So there is the 1500 points of Ad Mech. And here's the table we're playing on. So the planet of Velonium, and we're playing Spoils of War, which is quite appropriate actually. So this is the one where we can steal each other's secure objectives. So those are the ones that say secure objective 1 through 6. So if he pulls one, I can steal his. If I pull one, he can steal mine. And we are deploying on the long table edges here, and it's a Dawn of War deployment. Now we've already done all the rolls. I'll be deploying first and going first unless he can seize the initiative. And here we have the deployment. Now, Jonathan is using the Nemesis Strike Force, so he is actually going to be rolling for reserves on turn 1 for his stuff to come in, except for his Warlord, which got the Warlord trait first to the fray, so he's going to be coming in automatically on turn 1 and re-rolling his Scatter. Now, that's going to be important because I have a number of Servo Skulls set up here, just to try and mess with the Deep Strike deployment here. So hopefully that's going to do me some favors there. But all my stuff is deployed. Would you like to try and seize the initiative?
Of course.
Alright, so on a roll of a 6. No. Okay, so I will be going first. Which is kind of good. It's going to give me a chance to try and snake some of those objectives. So, let's go into Ad Mech, turn 1. So, because I am using the Skitarii Maniple, that does grant a couple advantages. First off, my Warlord does get preferred enemy in his unit, so that's going to be good, rerolling all those ones. In addition, I'm going to be granted Crusader for all my units, and I'm going to be able to do a Scout redeployment for all my units in the Maniple. So that's going to give me some movement right off the very bat there. So my scout redeployment is just going to be 6 inches for everything because I only got a bunch of walkers or monstrous creatures here. So basically these dune crawlers are just going to saddle up to the objective there. The Castellan robots, which I'm doing this because Army Builder said it's part of the Skitarii book at the moment. So if that changes, we'll change this once the Cult Mechanicus book comes out. So they're going to use their scout movement just to move up like so. These guys are happy where they are, just holding on to the objective there. And the Dragoons are just going to use their 6-inch scout just to get a little bit closer to that objective right there. And these Vanguard are just going to use their 6-inch redeployment again just to move a little bit further up here and start working their way towards the objectives. And we're going to roll up the Sicarian Ruststalkers 6 inches as well. Hopefully going to get into a good position before they just get absolutely decimated in close combat. So there's everything after its scout moves. So we're about to enter into Ad Mech Turn 1. And just one quick note, we did roll for night fighting, and there is going to be night fighting on the first turn. So that's going to protect your stuff a little bit coming in, because this means you're going to get a bunch of cover saves if I'm going through your armor and whatnot, and it might protect me a little bit. I'm not too sure just yet. The other thing I forgot to mention, my Inquisitor over here did roll on telepathy. Did not get invisibility though. Instead, got the Psychic Shriek Primer's power, and Shrouding was the other one that he got. Just to start, my Ruststalkers are going to just hightail it the 9 inches forward, just to get within better position of that the objective that's hiding in there. And I just realized I forgot to draw my objective card, so I'm going to finish moving these and go do that. And before I forget, because it's Spoils of War, I dropped to 3 objectives. So I got Secure Objective 3, Secure Objective 3, and Secure Objective 1. Alright. And over here, these Dragoons are just going to keep marching forward a little bit. Just probably end right there. So they're holding Objective 6 in the event that he draws that one, but is also going to give me an opportunity to draw that, if I draw that one, to have it as well. And the Skitarii, without their Dune Strider, are only moving 6 inches forward here. Not a lot, but it's enough to get them a little bit closer to some objectives. And for the time being, I'm going to keep these guys in the Aegis protocol, so they're only going to fire, or they're going to fire like normal, but they're going to get their feel no pain. And both this unit of Vanguard and this unit of Honor Guard Dune Crawlers, they're just going to stay where they are because they're sitting on objectives right now. Moving into the Psychic phase. Now right now I'm going to have unparalleled Psychic abilities because I have nothing going to stop me here. So I got a d6 plus 1 for my Psyker, so I'm going to have 7 dice. And all I'm going to do is just try to cast Shrouded on this unit of Vanguard right there. So needing Warp Charge 1, and I got it. Over here, I'm going to run with the Ruststalkers. Now because of Crusader, I am going to be getting that second d6. So they're going to be running 9 inches. And with that 9 inches, it's actually just enough to put me within 3 inches of that objective and into cover, which is going to be very important for when you come down and start shooting at me. Because that's gonna really suck fast. But it's enough to get the point at least. It's gonna make it a little bit more difficult for you to take that one from me, and hopefully I can get ahead in points before you start murderizing me. Over here, the the Sidonian Dragoons are gonna run as well. Not a whole lot. They're just gonna sort of go up like this a little bit and just make sure they're surrounding that objective. Over here, these Vanguard are going to run forward 3 inches, not a lot, just enough to get them a little bit closer. Thankfully, that's not an objective I need to take just yet at number 2, but it means I'm getting closer to do so. And over here, these guys are going to run forward as well, 3 inches, and they are monstrous creatures, so they're going to have the full line of sight and whatnot, but they're just going to get in there and protect the Data Smith. And that is the end of Ad Mech Turn 1. So not a lot of action, simply because none of the Grey Knights have arrived just yet. But that is about to change as we go into Jonathan's Grey Knights Turn 1. And just at the end of Ad Mech Turn 1, I was able to secure a couple objectives. I did get Objective 1, and my Dune Crawlers are sitting on Objective 3, so there's 2 points right there. So that does put me into an early lead of 3-0. So the Grandmaster comes on automatically on turn 1, so we don't need to roll for him. So let's start with the Power Armor Marines, needing a 3+. Alright, the first squad is on. The one next to him? No. Okay, the Paladin squad? No. But you know what? Here's the Dread Knights, they're the big ones. Dread Knight number 1. And Dread Knight number 2. Okay, that's actually very important because they're the scary ones. So, and he's going to drop to 3 objectives. So objective 3, objective 6, and destroy the demon. Get rid of that one because I have no demons kicking around. So just draw another one here. Secure objective 2. So the first Dread Knight is going to deep strike right there, attempting to get objective 3. And he's going to scatter 7. Ooh, that might not be good for you. And unfortunately, that is going to put him in a place where he's going to be landing on both the Doom Crawlers. So that is a mishap. So roll a d6 and hope for something high. Okay, I think that one is just misplaced. So a result of 2 is a misplaced drop. So I get to choose where you go. Okay, so we're just going to drop him right back here, right at the back end of his line. It's going to invalidate a lot of his shooting, but he's still going to be able to run, and if anything is within range after that, you know, he'll probably be able to shoot and kill some things. And this other Dread Knight is going to come down here, looking at objective number 6. And he's going to scatter 2 inches that way, and he's golden. And 1 unit of the Power Armor Grey Knights is going to drop down right here, so roll the scatter. You should be okay. So there's a new position right there, nice and close to the unit of Ruststalkers there. And the Grandmaster and his unit are looking at objective 2, going to deep strike right at the gates there for a direct hit. So there they are. So that's the movement phase done. So now we're going to go into the psychic phase, so roll a d6. So 6 plus a whole bunch. So starting off the psychic phase, your Grandmaster is going to use Purge Soul, which is a focused Witchfire, onto the Castellan Maniple here, aiming at the Data Smith.
Using 3.
Alright. And you got it with 1. Now, my Data Smith is kind of important to me, so I'm going to use 5 of my 7 dice to try and deny this. Which I got with a single 6, so no Purge Soul there. Now he's going to attempt Sanctuary on this Dread Knight right here, using 3 dice. Which he gets with 2. I'm not going to try and dispel that. Alright. And Sanctuary over here, going to use 3 dice again.
Yep. Oh.
Reroll that one because it fell off the table. Like, so far you're good. Yeah, 2 successes, I'm not going to try. And his last 3 dice, he's going to use Hammer Hand over here. He's going to succeed with 1. I'm going to try and deny this one, which I did not. So Hammer Hand goes off. So that is the psychic phase. Now, on to the shooting phase. What would you like to start with?
Shooting. With this Dread Knight,
okay.
Into these guys.
Alright. So because it's a torrent weapon, he has to aim it like this because as much of the template needs to be covering as much of the unit as possible, so he's not able to really skip it over there. So he's going to hit 2 of the Sidonian Dragoons, so needing 5s to glance. That's going to be 1 glance and 1 penetrating hit. That is a very good start. So roll the penetrating hit, see what happens. And that's going to be an oh, yeah, it's open top, so that is an explosion. So roll a d6 to find out how far it goes. 2 inches, okay, that's not enough to actually do any more damage, but it is enough to take out 1 of my Dragoons. And because he is the active player this turn, he opted to take his penetrating hit first, which blew something up. So the glance is going to go through onto another one of the Dragoons. Next up is the heavy side cannon. He's going to fire the 6 shots, so hitting on 3s. Ooh, only 2 hits. Now this is strength 7, so you need 4s to glance. So that's going to be 1 penetrating hit. Now I do have a 5 up cover save for my incense generation here. So 5 up, nope. That is going to be a penetrating hit, so roll to see what happens now. And a 1, so it's not going to blow up, but I am going to lose another Dragoon right there. He's now going to run the Dread Knight 1 inch. So he's just going to reposition slightly, like so. Over here, he's going to run the Dread Knight first, 5 inches, so that's a good chunk of distance there. I'm just going to move him just over like so. And his shooting phase, he's going to fire at this last remaining Dragoon. He's just close enough with the Torrent weapon to hit the Dragoon there. So he's going to, unfortunately nothing happened because he did need a 5 to glance there. But he still has the heavy side cannon, so 6 shots coming in, needing 3s to hit. Okay, that's 4 hits there, so 4s to glance. Nothing. So my Dragoon does remain on the table. And shooting with the Grandmaster and his squad of Terminators, he's going to fire into the Ranger, or the Vanguard right there, starting with the Fury of Demos, hitting on 2s, Mastercrafted, so reroll that 1. So only 2 hits. Now these are going to be, and there was no precision shot there because there was no 6s rolled. So wounding on 3s, because it's strength 4, it's going to be 2 wounds right there. Now I am going to, I'm not quite sure. Oh, I got 2 4-up saves, or 2 saves to make. I think. Oh no, I got armor saves. What am I thinking? Because this is AP 5. Yeah, I got armor saves. So I'm gonna make 1, and I got a feel no pain, which I do not make. So I got a look out, sir, which I do make the look out, sir. So he's just gonna pawn it off on this Radium Giselle right back there. Or not, sorry, Rad Carbine, not Radium Giselle. Anyway, so he's got some more shooting to do. Might as well do the side cannon next.
Side cannon.
All right.
Shots.
4 shots.
4 shots.
4 shots. All right, 4 shots. That's going to be 3 hits on anything but 2s. Oh, sorry, 4 hits. 4 hits.
4 hits.
Your ballistic skill 4. And okay, that's going to be 3 wounds right there. Now this one I am going to. I honestly don't know at this point. I got to, well, let's make my cover saves of 5 up first, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to make 2 cover saves, and I'm going to look out, sir. No, so he unfortunately has just taken his instant death wound because it's strength 7. And the 8 remaining Stormbolter shots going into that squad there. That's going to be at least 2 misses right there, but it looks like the rest of them have gone through. So wounding on 3s. Alright, so that's going to be 4 wounds right there. So I got some 5-up cover saves. Oh, sorry, 4-up armor saves because these are AP 5. I'm going to make 3 of them and a feel no pain, which I made. So no more casualties there. But that is still, oh no, I only lost 2, so that's not even enough to force a morale check at this point. So thankfully I'm still sticking around. And over here he's got some shooting. It looks like he has 4 Stormbolters and 1 side cannon. Now the side cannon is salvo, so you're only going to get half your shots on that one. 2 shots from the side cannon, hitting on 3s, 1 hit, wounding on 2s. That is a wound. So I have a no feel no pain, but I got a 6-up invulnerable save, which I do not make. So one of these guys will take a single wound. Next up is going to be the 8 Stormbolter shots. 8 shots coming in, hitting on 3s. It's going to be 6 hits right there. That's pretty good. And wounding on 3s. All right, that's going to be 5 wounds right there. Got a couple 4-up armor saves to make here. And I'm going to make all of them. All right. Just quickly going back here, he's just going to run after shooting there. Yeah, just 1d6. Stop that. 1. 1 inch? Okay, just 1 inch run there. And over here, he's going to run them 6 inches. Where do you want to go? So they are just going to run over that way right there, get a little bit closer to the Dragoon, and spread out just a tiny little bit. And that is the end of Grey Knight turn 1. Now he wasn't able to secure any of his card objectives, but he was able to get Warlord kill, so you are getting 1 point. So, however, going into my turn, there's a couple objectives that it looks like I'm sitting on that I'm going to be able to steal yours. So I might be able to get a little bit of a lead in that regard. So, let's go on to Ad Mech, turn 2. At the start of my turn, I really want to see these Grey Knights dead, so I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to declare the Doctrine Imperative, where I'm going to get, +3 ballistic skill, -2 weapon skill. Because I need to hit that with a neutron laser, and I need to hit it hard. So I'm going to ballistic skill 7. It's going to make some close combats a little bit trickier, but I think I'll be okay in the long run. And for these protocols, I'm just going to declare the Aegis protocol again, so they're going to get feel no pain. At the start of my turn, I do draw up 3 more objectives. So I got Big Game Hunter, which is kill an enemy vehicle or monstrous creature. Rumors of Revelation. So this is when I generate this, I roll a d6, and I have to try and get that objective. So number 3, which is not too bad because I'm actually already sitting on that one. And then the last one is secure objective 5. And this guy is just going to reposition slightly, like so. Just so, and he ignores the difficult terrain there, because he's the Doom Crawler. So he's going to just get a nice, clear, unobstructed line of sight where the closest stuff is out of cover. So hopefully that neutron laser will be able to do some damage that way. Over here, these guys are going to move through cover and kind of smash through that wall there just to get closer to the objective. So 3d6, because they are monstrous creatures, for 4 inches. So he smashes through the wall and just sort of sneaks in right there. He's actually about an inch back from there, so I'll just have to remember that. But it was enough to break into the wall. Unfortunately, the data smith, though, was just enough to get stuck on the other side of the wall there. Over here, these Vanguard are going to move through difficult terrain, 5 inches, which is enough just to get them right over here a little bit and just get some shots in at your Warlord and guys. But it's also enough to get both arc rifles into line of sight there, which is very important for me. Over here, my Dragoon is just going to turn around and look at those Grey Knights. And these Rust Stalkers are just going to move a little bit closer as well. Moving through difficult terrain, I want to try and get as many of them out of the difficult terrain as possible so my charge is not impeded. 4 inches, it's enough to get some out, but you know what, with their +3 Dune Strider rule, they're still going to get in no problem. And over here, these guys are just going to reposition a little bit, just because I want to try and protect the plasma calivers as best I can, and get as many shots with them as I can before they get shot to pieces. Slight change of plans on how these guys are moving a little bit. They're going to move a little bit more of their movement just to get closer to Objective 6 and still stay in range of their Assault 3 plasma calivers. But I just realized if I'm charging in with this Dragoon here, depending on how the combat goes, I might be out of number 6. So then they need to move over and take that objective. At the start of the Psychic phase, I do roll a d6 plus 1. So I have 7 warp charges to your 12 warp charges. So for my Psychic powers, I'm going to attempt to Psychic Shriek your Warlord right there. So I'm going to throw 4 dice at this, and I need at least 1 success. I got 4 successes here. So basically, you need to roll 4 sixes. Oh, you need to deny it 4 times. Now, normally, it's a 6 to deny. However, you're Mastery level 2. You're also a Psyker. So what that means is you get a modifier of +2. So you need 4 4s to deny this at this point. So you actually have a really good chance with 12 dice here. It all just depends on if you want to throw all your dice at it, because I still have 3 more to potentially get shrouded. So I'm going to give you a second to think about this. So he's going to throw 9 of his 12 dice at this, needing at least 3 4s, which he easily got. You almost would have got it with his 6s alone, actually. That's kind of cool. I'm going to throw my last 3 dice at just getting shrouded for my unit here, which I got with 1 success. But you did not deny it, so that unit of Vanguard are shrouded. At the start of my shooting phase, I'm going to start with the Onager Doomcrawlers here. They're going to fire into your Grandmaster and Terminators, starting with the Neutron Laser. So I'm going to place it right here on your Grandmaster so I can hit 4 of them right there. And I am weapon skill 7, so this is going to be, I'm going to subtract a lot from this, which is exactly what I rolled. So I'm going to be getting 4 hits at Strength 10 AP 1.
Oh.
All right, so 4 hits, anything but 1s. So 3 wounds right there. So the first guy, the closest one, is outside of cover. So that's going to be one invulnerable save right there. So 5 up. No, so unfortunately you did lose your psi cannon there. Now your next guy is in cover. So you can roll a 4 up there because you are in ruins. Oh no! Now here's where things get dirty. He's dead, and your next up is your Grandmaster. Now this one's very important because if he dies, it is going to be an instant death hit.
Instant kill.
So in this particular case, I would recommend Lookout, sir.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to lose your Grandmaster that early on. So on a 2+. Okay, so it is looked out. So roll a, the closest one unfortunately is out of cover, so it's a 5 up invulnerable save you need to make. Oh. No, so unfortunately you have lost another one of your Terminators there. Now from the same one, I have the 2 Cognis Heavy Stubbers here. So these are going to be hitting on 2s with a reroll of 5, because I have my weapon skill. So I need to now roll 5s to hit with these. Oh. So that's going to be all hitting. Now don't worry too much. These are only strength 4 and you're going to get your armor saves. True. Okay. So wounding on 4s, that's going to be 3 wounds right there, and you're going to get your 2 up saves from this. Oh no. Oh. I say roll a Lookout, sir, on that one. Normally you're supposed to do it before you roll everything, but we let you Lookout, sir, after the fact, because it's all the same saves. Okay, so it did Lookout, sir. So unfortunately your closest is the halberd, not the hammer.
Okay.
Yeah. So you haven't lost the hammer yet. Now, on to this fella right here. He's going to fire his twin-linked heavy phosphor blaster at 36-inch range. So hitting on 2s. Now this is going to be wounding on 2s, AP3. So you're still getting your armor save. That's going to be 2 wounds from that right there. So 2 2-up saves. Yeah, so 2 2-up saves. Which you made no problem.
Alrighty.
And lastly, I have a Cognis Heavy Stubber on this one. That's going to be 3 hits right there. And that's going to be no wounds from the Cognis Heavy Stubber.
Hey.
Next up is the Inquisitor with his Vanguard squad, firing through the door into the Terminators there in the Grandmaster. Now I only have 3 Radium Carbines that can see, and I have 2 Arc Rifles and 1 Arc Pistol that can see. Now I do have an Omnis Spec, so that's going to reduce your cover save, but you don't care because your Terminator save is better. So we're going to start with the Radium Carbine, hitting on 2s with a reroll of 5. So reroll that for 5. Nope. Now these are the ones where on a roll of a 6 to wound, I'm going to deal extra wounds.
Oh, man.
So on any rolls of 6s, that's going to be an additional wound. So that's 1 additional wound. That's 1. So that's going to be 3 right there because this is only strength 3, thankfully. So you don't have to deal with any of those other shenanigans right there. So if this was strength 4, that would have been a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and so you're going to get 3 saves at this point. 3 2-up armor saves! Oh no! Oh no, you've lost your hammer. So all that's left is the Grandmaster. And I'm sorry, but I'm not done yet.
Oh no.
Now I have the Arc Rifles and the Arc Pistol. They are within rapid fire range, so I'm going to be hitting on 2s.
Bring it on.
So hitting on 2s. That's all hit with 1 reroll of a 5. Nope, so 4 hits from that. And these are strength 6, AP 5, so wounding on 3s. That's going to be 2 wounds, so 2 2-up saves.
Let's go.
Oh no! So your Grandmaster goes down to 2 wounds remaining. And all I have left is the Needle Pistol from my Inquisitor. Now this one, he doesn't benefit from the Doctrine Imperative, so he's only hitting on a 3. But it is Fleshbane, and, or sorry, no, it's something, I gotta double check that. So it's Poison 2+, which is essentially Fleshbane here. So if I hit, the chances are good I'm gonna be causing a wound here. Need a 3, so that does hit. 2+, that is a 2+, so here's the thing. Oh, yeah, so you can either take your recover save. Now, normally it'd be 4-up, but because I have an Omnis Specs in my unit, that's -1 to your cover save. So it's gonna be a 5-up cover save or a 5-up invulnerable. So either way, it's a 5-up.
I'd do both.
Well, you only get 1, sadly. Which you make, okay. And over here, my Castellan robots, which can see through a window right down there, are going to fire into the Grandmaster as well. So I'm going to have 6 twin-link shots, 6 regular shots for the heavy phosphor cannons. So the twin-linked ones, 4 hit so far. 6 hit from that one. And the non-twin-linked one is going to add an additional 2 for 8 hits total. So these are wounding on a 2+ because of strength 6. That's a lot of 1s actually.
Oh yeah.
So only half wounded here. So that's 4 2-up saves you got to make because that's better than your cover save there. Which you're fine. Now I have a single pistol shot from the Data Smith there, hitting on a 3, which definitely hits. Now this is strength 6 AP2, but it's not going to wound. And over here, my Rust Stalkers are going to throw a single Mind Scrambler grenade onto you before they assault. So they're just going to drop it right there and hope to hit. And I think 2 is my best. Now they are Ballistic Skill 7, so or they might be, actually they might be only Ballistic Skill 6. I'll have to double check what their base Ballistic Skill is, because that's going to matter. So it's going to scatter from there over to here. Now, unfortunately, it is just out of mine right there, so it's not going to be hitting any of my Rust Stalkers. So these wound on a 4. So that's going to be 1 wound right there, so you get your 3-up armor save against this, which you passed. And over here, as much as I want to kill your Warlord in response to killing my Warlord, I'm actually going to fire at your Dreadnought here, or your Dread Knight here. So I'm going to start with the Plasma Calibers. Now, here's where things are going to get funny. Because we rolled at the beginning of this game for certain effects, for this planet of Velonium, the effect we rolled is gets hot, happens on a 1 and a 2. Now, unfortunately, if I roll a 2, I still hit. So I have to take that gets hot roll, because I'm not twin-linked on that one. and I'm hitting on 2s because of my my ballistic skill doctrine. So I can still potentially get a lot of get hots here, but I think it's worth it to try and take down your Dread Knight there. So the 2 plasma calibers hitting on 2s with a reroll. So there's 1 gets hot right there. So he failed the armor save, and he failed the feel no pain. So I am going to lose 1 plasma caliber, but that is still a bunch of hits right there. So wounding on 3s, that's going to be 4 wounds. So if you roll poorly, this might be enough to really put a big dent into your Dread Knight there. So you have Sanctuary off. Oh no. Oh no. So we just lost 3 wounds. And now we have the Radium Carbines, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going on right there, each one with 3 shots apiece. Hitting on 2s with a reroll on 5. So there's a couple rerolls I gotta make there. Needing 5 pluses. That's only 1 additional 1. So 3 are misses. Now on any roll of a 6 to wound, that is gonna cause an additional wound. Now on any roll of a 6, which I'm banking for, that's gonna be additional wounds. Ooh. So there's 1 additional 6 there, and so that's going to be 2 wounds, because these are only strength 3, and 5 isn't going to wound you. So that's 2 wounds. I want to see a single 1 here. Just want to see a single 1.
Come on.
No! Yes! Oh! Oh, the Dread Knight does go down. So there it is. That takes a lot of pressure off my back. That is the end of my shooting phase, so you have 1 morale tech to make on your Grandmaster here with Leadership 10. He should be fine. Yeah, look at that, he sticks around. Moving into the assault phase, I have 2 assaults to declare. I'm going to start with my Sidonian Dragoon here, and I'm doing this specifically because you only have 1 weapon that can actually hurt it on the charge, which is the side cannon there. And unfortunately you did move, so it's salvo. So you have 2 shots, needing 6s to hit. Not a single hit, unfortunately. So I'm going to charge in, and he is definitely in. And this is going to be followed by the Ruststalkers here, and they are definitely in as well. So I think this unit of Power Armor Grey Knights are just bound to disappear. And there they are. So at the very start, we have a Hammer of Wrath attack to make from the Sidonian Dragoon. Oh, wait, before anything else, I am not declaring any challenges. Is your Justicar in there?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not declaring any challenges. Are you going to declare a challenge?
Oh, definitely.
You're going to declare a challenge? Which one is your Justicar?
He is the one with the shield there.
Right there? Okay, so what we're going to do, I have nothing in base with him, so we're going to replace that guy. Yeah, I guess that's the proper operation because I don't have anything in base with him. So unfortunately, this does mean your Justicar is taking the Hammer of Wrath as well, but he should be able to withstand this no problem. So Hammer of Wrath at strength 5. That's going to wound. So you have your 3-up armor save here. Okay, it looked like a 1 for a second there, so I'm glad to see you pass that. Now at initiative step 10, I do have my prehensile data spike. This is just a basic attack, no special AP or anything like that, but it's from the alpha, so he gets to go first. So hitting on a 4, which hits. And this wounds on a 4. No, sorry, on 3 because I got Furious Charge off. That's going to be 1 wound. So 3-up armor save. Oh no! So the prehensile data spike has killed the Justicar there. Now that is also kind of good for you because it means that he's not going to get his regular attacks into the squad because he counts as an ongoing challenge until the end of the phase.
Yeah.
Then at initiative step, right now he is at initiative 8 because he charged in this turn. He's going to pile in a little bit and he's going to get 4 attacks on the charge here. Hitting on 4s, no additional hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be a wound, but you got your 3-up save.
No.
Oh no, you're rolling like I normally do. What's going on here? But that is the end of that initiative step. Now we step into initiative step 4. So I'm going to pile in, and then, oh, he doesn't pile in. But these guys all pile in like so. And we're going to be striking. Your halberds will, your falchions will strike at the same time as my guys. So I'll let you get that out of the way first, simply because there's fewer dice to roll there. So, actually, no, you only have 2 attacks. So 4 attacks because of the falchions, and you're hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 4 hits, and you're wounding on 2s. Alright, so that's going to be 3 dead unless I can make some invulnerable saves here. 6 up invulnerable. No, so I'm going to be losing 3 guys regardless at the end of this combat. So I have 8 Rust Stalkers that can attack back. Now I'm going to start with their Cord Claw attacks. So there's 1 attack from each of them with their Cord Claws, hitting on 4s. So that's going to be 3 hits right there, and these ones are the Fleshbane with Transonic special rule. So wounding on 2s, but on a wound of a 6, it's going to be a rend. So that's 1 rend and 2 armor saves. So we'll take the closest one right there, which will be that guy, because I think you want to keep your hammer for as long as you can.
Yep.
Because you want to be able to strike back with him. So you're going to have 2 3-up armor saves.
So hammer, it's good. Valve. Good.
You actually could have taken them together because you could have taken him off first and then left the hammer first. Because they're all still in base contact. Well, actually, he's not in base, so the falchion has to go first regardless.
Okay.
And all the Transonic Razor attacks. So these are hitting on 4s. Alright. And these are all going to be wounding on 3s with the Transonic Rending special rule. So there is no rending on there actually, which is quite good for you, because that means you're going to get all your 3-up saves. So it looks like it's going to be 8 3-up armor saves you need to make.
Alright.
Alright, let's see it. Oh,
hey.
Only 1 dead. So that means your hammer is going to be able to swing back. So he's only got 1 attack, but 1 attack is going to still do some damage.
Nope.
And you miss, unfortunately. So I did lose 3 right there, so I'm going to take him away, going to take him away, and going to take him away right there. And the combat, I will have actually lost combat because I only dealt 4 wounds to you. You've dealt 6 wounds to me because of 2 wounds apiece there.
Oh, okay.
Now, normally I'd have to take the panic test and run away, but I gave my Alpha in that unit the mask, which gives them Zealot, so they're sticking around in combat.
Sounds good.
So we are stuck in combat here. Gonna pile in like so. And they're all just gonna pile in, and he's still close enough to be considered in combat, I believe. I'm gonna have to double check that. And because of the way pile-in works, unfortunately my Dragoon is only able to get to there with his 3-inch pile-in, so he is now out of combat, but he does not get to consolidate as a result of the way he got there. So that does end Ad Mech turn 2. So we'll take a quick look at the objectives and see what changed. So first up, I was able to get Big Game Hunter for taking out one of your Dread Knights. So there's 1 point right there. I also got Rumors of Revelation, where I rolled a 3 on that one, and my Doom Crawlers are still sitting on that objective. And objective number 5 was sitting back with my Vanguard and Inquisitor. So I was able to achieve that one as well. And because of the nature of this mission, I was actually also able to secure objective 2, 6, and 3 of his as well. So that's 3 more for me. So at the start of his turn, he's going to draw 3 more objectives. Secure objective 1, Rites of Exorcism, which is...
When this tactical objective is generated, your opponent must select an objective marker.
Okay. I am going to select objective number 5. Yeah, I'm going to select objective number 5 then. So you're going to have to come and try and get objective number 5. And if you control it this turn, you're going to get D3 victory points. Oh, yeah, I'm going to select number 5 because I can... Oh, wait, no, I can't steal that one from you. So don't worry about that. So if you can take it this turn, you're going to get D3 victory points. Your Grandmaster might be able to do it.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens. And you have 1 more poll?
Yep.
Secure or Ascendancy. Control any 3 objective markers at the end of your turn. Ooh, that's going to be a tricky one.
Alright.
And 2 reserve rolls to make. The Power Armor Grey Knight Strike Squad is coming on, and the Paladins are coming on. And the Strike Squad is going to come on right there. Roll and scatter. 5 inches over to the left. It's not going to be that far. You're right about there. So that's not too bad for you. And there they are. And the Paladin Squad is going to drop down right there. Roll into scatter. 6 inches back. Alright, that's not too bad. You're still going to be within range of a lot of things.
Yep.
And there they are. And the Dread Knight is just going to jump forward at 12 inches because of his personal teleporter, and look at those Castellan robots menacingly. And the Grandmaster is going to go for objective 5, moving through difficult terrain. 6 inches, which should be enough to get him in through the doorway at the very least, and very close to the enemy over here. And probably going to charge in and cause some havoc. And the Psychic Phase, he's going to get 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 warp charges. So 8 total. So he's gonna throw some dice at Sanctuary for the Dread Knight right here. 3 dice, needing 1 success. Whew. You know what? I am inclined to try and cancel that. I'm gonna throw 2 dice at it, trying to cancel it. No, so it goes off. And the Grand Master is going to Purge Soul that unit of Vanguard and Inquisitor. And they're both going to go off, so I need 5 pluses to actually do this because I got a Psyker in my own thing. Yeah, so Witchfire, you still have to roll the hit, but it's going to be hitting on a 2. Yeah, I might as well try to cancel this. Oh, very close, but no, it goes off. So targeting the Inquisitor with the focused Witchfire Purge Soul, needing a 2 to hit. There we go. So we're each going to roll 1d6 and add our leadership to that. So I got a 16, you got a 3. So unfortunately, I was able to beat your leadership check there. And he's going to use his last couple dice here. He's going to try and get Hammer Hand off. No. And Force.
Yes.
All right. And these Paladins that just came in are going to shoot at this unit of Vanguard right there. Starting with the side cannons, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 4 hits right there, wounding on 2s. That's going to be 3 wounds. Now, oh, I'm out in the open. I got a, oh, I'm not quite out in the open. You are shooting through cover, so I'm going to get a 5 up cover save from that. And it's my Plasma Caliber that's going to go first. You know what? I'm actually going to go to ground. I'm going to go to ground for a 4 up cover save at this point and hope for the best. And unfortunately, my Plasma Caliber is still going to get blown up. And with the Apothecary in here, he only has 6 Stormbolter shots going at the same squad there, needing 3s. That's going to be 4 hits right there, and this is going to be wounding on 3s. That's a good chunk of wounds right there. Now I'm going to get my armor save or cover save. It's going to be 4 plus either way. I'm going to make 2 of those with 2 6 up Feel No Pains. No more. So unfortunately, the next 2 closest is a Carbine and the Plasma Caliber. And this unit of Power Armor Grey Knights are going to fire at the unit of Vanguard right there. So starting with the side cannon, move, so salvo. So hitting on 3s, so both hit. Wounding on 2s. It's going to be 2 wounds right there. Now I am still gone to ground, so 4's up. So that's going to be 2 more dead right there. And now you have 8 Stormbolter shots. 8 shots hitting on 3s. That's a good chunk right there. That's going to be 5 hits right there. Wounding on 3s. Alright, that's going to be 3 wounds right there. So I have 4 up armor saves. I'm going to make 2 of them and 1 6 up Feel No Pain, which I did not make, so I'm going to lose 1 guy right there. And they have taken enough casualties to force a check at this point, and they are definitely going to be running away. How many inches? 7 inches. And that's going to take them all the way back here as they run. And over here, his Grandmaster is going to fire the Fury of Demos into these Vanguard, hitting on 2s. That's 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Oh, that's only 1 wound there. So I get my 4 up cover save or armor save either way, which I made. And over here, he's going to start with his Heavy Incinerator, which is going to go over here. It's a little awkward, but we sort of jimmied around with it, played with it to figure it out. And he is going to be able to hit both the Castellans and the Data Smith. So that's going to be 3 hits. Now it's majority toughness 7, so you're wounding on 5s.
Okay.
Alright, so wounding on 5s, no wounds. Now he's got 6 shots with a heavy side cannon, hitting on 3s. Nice solid hit, that's 5 hits, and these are going to be wounding on 4s, rending though. So it's only going to be 2 wounds right there, but no rending. So I'm going to get the 2 3-up saves for the armor of the Castellan. I'm going to make both. He's going to declare an assault against my Castellan with his Dread Knight, so I'm going to get some Overwatch first. So let's figure that out. Starting with the 6 twin-linked ones, needing 6s. Twin-linked. Oh, that's going to be 4 right off the bat. And the non-twin-linked one is going to add another 1. So a total of 5 hits from the heavy phosphor cannons. So needing 4s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds right there. So 2 up armor saves. And you're good. And the 1 pistol from the Data Smith, which does not hit. So we have a 6-inch charge right here. Should be able to make it in, no problem. Yes. And he's in. And he did not have to go through difficult terrain. So, well, you're not striking an initiative 1, which is a big deal.
Yeah, perfect.
And over here, we're going to charge in with the Grandmaster. Now, I am going to get some Overwatch, so let's get that resolved first. Starting with the Inquisitor's Needle Pistol, hitting on a 6. That hits. Wounds on a 2. That is going to be a wound, so you have your 4-up cover save. For, oh, no, sorry, 5-up, because I got the Omni Specs in there. So you have a 5-up save, which you make. Next up, we have the 3 Radium Carbines there. So hitting on 6s. There's 2 6s right there. Now wounding on 5s, and if I roll a 6, that's going to be additional wounds. So that's going to be 2 wounds total. So you got 2-up armor saves to make, which are fine. Lastly, it's my arc rifles. So hitting on 6s, nothing. All right, so you have to roll anything but Snake Eyes, because unfortunately going through difficult terrain, Snake Eyes is going to be subtracted by 2.
Yep.
So, so close there. So close. But it is enough to push him into combat. And you do have grenades, so you're striking at initiative as well, which is very important. So, because I decked out my Inquisitor with a whole bunch of things, he does have his Psychotrope grenades and Rad grenades, plus the Rad saturation rule for the Vanguard here. You're going to actually be at toughness 2, so I'm going to be wounding you on 3s for this combat. But we also have to find out what the Psychotrope grenades are going to do to you. So roll in a d6 for a result of 6, which is they say you're friends, but they're not. Now that's the one where you have to take a initiative test, and if you fail it, you strike units in your own unit. Now because you're a single character unit at this point, we actually have to re-roll this result, and we're going to get a 2. So 2 is going to be, suddenly it's all so clear. The enemy unit is hit automatically, so I'm going to be hitting you automatically in this. I don't even have to roll to hit. You can still fight, but with only 1 attack. So this has actually been a big result here. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of modifiers on you here, and you ran through difficult terrain, but you do have your grenades, so you're still striking first. Now, before we do anything else, are you going to declare a challenge?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to sacrifice my Inquisitor. Instead, my brave Skitarii Alpha is going to step up here and be that sacrificial lamb, simply because I don't want to lose my Inquisitor just yet. So he's going to get up there, and you're going to get your, sadly, your only 1 attack this time through.
Yep.
So hitting on 3s, and it definitely hits. Wounding on 2s. That is definitely going to be a wound, and you got Hammerhand off, didn't you? Yeah, you got Hammerhand off.
No, I got Force off.
Oh, you got Force off. Oh, well, it's AP3, so I'm going to get my Feel No Pain. Cool. 6 up. No, he's dead. So I have lost my Alpha there. But on my turn, or my phase, I'm going to pile in myself. Whole bunch of guys moving in here.
Duke it out.
Like so. I'm actually just hoping to bog you down in combat. Starting with the Inquisitor, he's weapon skill 4, so he's only hitting on 4s against you. That's going to be 3 hits right there. He's going to be wounding on 3s because of the Rad grenades. That's going to be 3 wounds right there. So you got your 3 2-up saves. Oh, and the Grandmaster is down to a single wound remaining. And I was just reminded, because of the Psychotrope grenade, everything wounds automatic or hits automatically. So there's 1 more roll to wound here, which is going to cause an additional wound. So don't roll a 1. Okay, you're good. And 6 more attacks that are hitting automatically, wounding on 3s. That's going to be 3 more wounds.
Come on, Terminators.
All right. And you're good. However, I have 1 combat by 1, so you're going to be rolling a morale of 9, or you're stuck in combat.
Yep.
Which you're fine. Okay. And at the end of the phase, my guys will just pile in a little bit further here, because you're already in base. That's just going to get me a couple more attacks going your way, but next turn, you're going to be swinging back with your full might. Over here, he has a Hammer of Wrath attack to make with his Dread Knight. Strength 6 against toughness 7, no wounds. But he is going to have 5 attacks to swing at me with. And these are all going to be strength 10, AP 2, and the Great Sword is going to be Mastercrafting one of those guys. So 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Reroll that 2 for Mastercraft. Alright, so that's going to be 5 hits, and these are all going to be wounding on 2s. Okay, so that is a bunch of wounds there. And at 4 wounds, you have killed one of the Castellans, and you have put a wound on the remaining one. But in my turn, the remaining one is going to plow forward, as well as the Data Smith with his Power Fist. So, and I'm just going to do these all together because they're, because they're all going to be wounding on 2s anyway. Or no, I got to do these separately actually. Alright, I'm not going to do the Data Spike from the Data Smith there because unfortunately he was out of combat range at Initiative Step 10, so he's not going to get it. So starting with the robot, he's going to have 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, 1 hit, wounding on 4s, and this is AP 2. Because of Smash, nothing. And the Data Smith with his Power Fist, as he comes in a little bit, he's going to be hitting on 4s as well, 1 hit, and wounding on 2s. That is going to be a wound, so you did get Sanctuary off, I believe. Yep. So you have your 4-up invulnerable save.
There
which you got. And I actually just realized, I forgot that I actually kept my Feel No Pain protocols on this time. So I got to quickly do this. So I got 5-up Feel No Pains. And I actually made enough to keep the other guy around here. I just realized. So one of these guys is going to be down to 1 wound, because I saved 2 of those Feel No Pain. So sorry for the weird pacing on all that. But that is going to give me 2 more attacks. Those are both going to hit. Wounding on 4s, no wounds. But because these are monstrous creatures, I am fearless, so we are stuck in combat together. And over here, the last combat of the round, we have all the Ruststalkers against this single hammer guy. And because it's a hammer, I am going to be striking first at this point. So at the start of this combat phase, starting with the Cord Claws here, hitting on 4s. Alright, so that's going to be 3 hits. These are going to be, I no longer have Fury's Charge, so these are going to be wounding on 4s. So that's going to be 3 3-up saves you need to make right there. And I have taken the hammer down. So with a consolidate roll of 5, they're just going to start looking at this other unit of strike squads that have come down here. Because I don't think I really want to deal with those paladins. I don't know, do I want to deal with those paladins? No, I don't want to deal with those paladins. I'm going to deal with the strike squad instead, I think. So they're going to go that way. Actually, scratch that. We're going to use the 5-inch consolidation and start looking at the paladins. Because I just remembered he did not get his hammer hand off on his turn. So he's not going to be instant killing everything except for with his hammer. And maybe I can whittle down a couple of those paladins before the Ruststalkers go. So at the end of the turn, unfortunately, you weren't able to push my Vanguard off of Objective 5, so that one is still in play for you. Nothing is on Objective 1 right here, so no point for that one. And unfortunately, you only control 1 objective, so you did not gain any additional points this turn. So let's move into Ad Mech, turn 3. Or is this turn 2? This might be turn 2. No, this is turn 3, because I went first. Yep. Alright, there we go. Sorry for that diversion right there. Ad Mech, turn 3. So at the start of my turn, I do draw up 3 objectives. I have Hold the Line, Objective 1, and Recon. And I just realized we haven't been actually checking the mysterious objectives here. So we're going to have to quickly check that out. But I don't think I'm going to get that anyway this turn because we haven't done one of those objectives. Objective 4 yet, nobody's actually gone to. Just to quickly find out what these Recon things are, number 3 is a 4. So that's a targeting relay for rerolling hits to 1. Over here, we have a 3. So that is a Skyfire Nexus. Neither of us have flyers, so we really don't care. Number 6 over here, which was taken at one point, is a number 6, which is the Grav Wave Generator, which is going to make it harder for things to charge units there. So it hasn't come into play just yet. If it was a scatter field, that would have made a big difference at one point, but it wasn't. And number 1 is cocked for 5. So that is the scatter field. So that makes it harder to charge. Wait, no, sorry. Scatter field is better cover. It's +1 to your cover. And then lastly, number 5, all the way back here, is a 6. That is also a Grav Wave. That would have made a difference if you weren't more than 1 inch away. And because I know people are going to mention it, yes, technically that means you would have failed your charge with your Grandmaster here because of the Grav Wave Generator, or the Grav Field Generator over here. But you know what, because we've already gone through that combat and everything like that, we're going to give it to you still. Just because all the dice rolls have already been made and we don't want to go back and try and figure all that out. Okay, and at the start of my turn, I do have some doctrines and protocols to announce here. For my Doctrine Imperative, I'm actually going to do Ballistic Skill +2, Weapon Skill -1, because I got a juicy target of those Paladins with my Neutron Laser here. So I want as much Ballistic Skill as I can get for that one. And for the protocols over here for the Castellan Robot, I'm actually, if they live anyway, I'm going to go with the Crusader one, which means I can't shoot in my next turn, but I'm going to get a bit of buffs to my close combat there. So to start, I'm just going to move him over just a little bit, just to make sure he can stay within the line of sight there. And he's going to shift back a little bit like so, just staying within the coherency and staying in the backfield. Over here, we need to see if these Vanguard rally, and they are well below 25, yeah, they're at 20%. So double ones is what they needed, which they did not get. And they're going to run 9 inches, putting them right there. Over here, the Sidonian Dragoon is going to move through difficult terrain. 5 + 3 inches for his Dune Strider special rule. So that's going to get him right over here, just close enough to those Grey Knights. And over here, these Rust Stalkers are going to pile forward 9 inches, staying out of the line, or out of the terrain here, just so they don't get slowed down by it. And they're going to go play with those Paladins. And that is my movement phase. I'm going to go into the Psychic phase, but all I have is Shrouded and the Focus Witchfire Psychic Shriek. So our Psychic Stream. So there's nothing I'm really wanting to cast at this point, so I'm just going to skip my Psychic phase. I don't care about anything there. Yeah. And we're going to move right into the shooting phase. And to start it off, I'm going to fire the Neutron Laser from these 2 Dune Crawlers here. It is the only weapon that is within range, and I'm going to place the small template right there on those Paladins. So I'm going to center it right on the middle there and hope for no scatter. At Ballistic Skill 6 because of my Doctrine, rolling it, and look at that, it's going to hit all 5. So that's 5 hits, needing anything but ones here. So that's going to be 4 wounds. So we just took a look at it. These front 3 guys are going to be getting a 5-up cover save from that rubble right there. But this back guy right here is through the ruins, so once it gets to him, you're going to be getting the 4-up cover save for the ruins. Alright. So he's going to roll 3 to start with, needing 5 ups. So that's 1 save right there, and he's going to have to make another 5-up save at this point. Now, is that your Justicar in the middle there? Yeah. And your guy in the middle there is also going to go down. Now, is he the Justicar or no?
They're Armen.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. I should know that. So that's going to be 3 dead Paladins. And that is all the shooting I'm going to do, and going to move right into the assault phase. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to declare an assault against your Paladins right there. So you get to Overwatch. So you're a Stormbolter. So 2 shots. Yeah, because the other one's an Apothecary. Nothing. No hits there. So you can just hand me 2 dice. And they are definitely in at this point. So they are going to get in. Even with the difficult terrain going through there, they're still going to make it in. So there they are. And over here, my Dragoon is going to charge your unit of Strike Squad Grey Knights. So get your Overwatch. Only your Psy Cannon can hurt it. So you have 2 shots because you've moved in your turn. So needing 6s. 1 hit. 4s to glance. Nothing. And I'm going to charge in, and with my extra 3 inches, I am in easily at that point. So that is going to be 1 impact hit at Strength 5, which does wound. 3-up save, which you make. And because he went through cover, I am going to be striking at Initiative 1 here. So your regular weapons, your halberd is going to be at Strength 5, everything else at Strength 4. So you're going to want to use your crack grenades with those 4 guys before the hammer starts going. So you have 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 3 hits right there. Now this is Strength 6, so you need 5s to glance. Oh, would you look at that? So that is going to be 1 penetrating hit because it's open-topped. So roll a d6 and see what happens. On a 5, 6, it becomes immobilized, so not exploding, but you did kill the Dragoon. And the Power Armor Knights get to consolidate. 6 inches. What are you going to do? Probably go towards the objective there?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. There they are, just plowing forward. That most definitely did not go according to the plan I wanted. And over here, the Dread Knight is going to keep punching at the Castellans. You do have initiative on me, so 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Only 2 hits, but yeah, Mastercrafted. So reroll one of those. So that's going to be 3 hits there. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. So I have no invulnerable save to this. You're eating through the armor, so I'm just going to get my Feel No Pain from the Aegis protocols. On a 5+, no. So I'm going to allocate the wounds to, because it's a different initiative step, right? So I'm going to allocate the 2 wounds to that guy right there. And I'm going to get 4 attacks back, hitting on 4s. That's going to be 3 hits right there, and then wounding on 4s. That's going to be 2 wounds at AP2. Did you get Sanctuary off? Yes. Yeah, you have Sanctuary. So 4 up.
No.
No, unfortunately you failed both of them. So he is actually down to, oh, didn't I do a wound to you last time? Maybe I didn't. Well, you know what? You're at 2 wounds now. That's what we're going to do. If we're wrong and we missed a counter on there, then that's it. And lastly, my Data Smith is going to pile in, finally getting into base contact there. And he's going to attack, hitting on 4s, 1 hit, wounding on 2s because of his Power Fist. That's 1 wound, so a 4-up save. No. So that is down to 1 wound for that Dread Knight. So it is the beginning of this assault phase here. I am not going to issue a challenge. Are you going to?
Yes.
Okay, my Inquisitor is going to... Oh, that's the problem. He's got a lot of attacks. You know what? I'm going to hope for the best and not die, and hopefully not die. So you're going to get your 4 attacks. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits right there. Did you get Force off?
I did.
I thought you got...
Oh, the previous one.
Yeah, that's right. It was Force that went off, not Hammerhand, right? Yeah. Okay.
So reroll.
So, reroll it because of the Soul Glaive. It's going to be 4 hits there. And the wounds.
Reroll the wound.
And it doesn't matter. He's dead anyway. He only had 3 wounds. And he has no invulnerable save and no Feel No Pain.
Doesn't transfer?
So 1 will oh yeah, that is true. So roll 1 more. No. Okay. So it's only going to kill the Inquisitor, but still, that's a big blow to me. And all my guys are going to pile in at this point, and hopefully I'll just have enough numbers to just knock you out. So I have 8 attacks here. Now I am weapon skill 2 at this point. So you're actually double my weapon skill plus 1 because you're weapon skill 5. So I need 5s to hit at this point because of my doctrine. So that's going to be 4 hits right there. And you're still toughness 3 because of rad saturation. So on 4s, that's going to be 2 wounds. Now I really need to see a single one here. Come on, come on. No. Okay, so you're winning by 3 at this point, and I have no alpha or anything like that in here. So I need to roll, oh geez, a 5. Hey, look at that, I'm gonna run away. So my initiative plus 2 is gonna be 5, and you're gonna catch him. And the Grandmaster just cuts his way through these Vanguard like they were nothing. So apparently I got cocky that first round there, and it cost me. So consolidate D6 inches. 1 inch, and is objective 5? Yeah, objective 5 is the one you want. Now unfortunately it wasn't on your turn that you drew it, so it's only going to be 1 victory point, but still, a victory point is a victory point. And to the last combat over here, do you have any challenges to declare? Because I have none whatsoever, because you are characters. Yes. Would you like to declare a challenge, or?
I will.
All right. So who's going to declare the challenge? The guy with the helmet, the Apothecary?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, the way it works, because I have nothing in base contact at the moment, so we just replace those guys like so. All right. So the prehensile data spike is going to go first, striking at initiative step 10, hitting on a 4. It is going to hit, wounding on a 3 because of furious charge and strength 4. That is definitely going to wound, so you have a 2-up armor save. That's a scatter die. All right, and you're good. Now everything else is going to be at initiative. So let's just I'll get the alphas out of the way first. The Cord Claw attack is not going to hit. And the other attacks for the charge are not going to hit. I think my alpha is probably going to bite it right now. So your 2 attacks back, hitting on... Are you weapon skill 4 or 5 with the Paladins? So you are hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits right there. Wounding on 2s. That's 2 wounds. So I got 2 6-up invulnerable saves to make. And I got 2 5-up feel no pains to make. Oh, would you look at that? The alpha sticks it out. And might as well get your apothecary's attack, or the non-apothecary's attack out of the way now. So 2 more attacks. Again, hitting on 3s. So 1 hit. Wounding on 2s. It's going to be a wound. 6-up invulnerable. Nope. 5-up feel no pain. Nope. So I'm going to take a wound on one of the other engaged Ruststalkers. And he is just going to suffer that wound. So with their Cord Claws and the charge, they have 24 attacks. Now I have to take 1 from each of these here. And that's going to be the actual Cord Claw attacks, which are the Fleshbane ones with the Transonic rule. So hitting on 4s. Only 2 hits right there, but these are the Fleshbane, so wounding on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds, no rends. So 2 2-up saves. And you're good at the moment. And here comes a whole bunch more. And here's all the rest, once again, hitting on 4s. Alright, that's a good chunk of hits. And these are wounding on 3s, and I'm looking for some 6s for some rends. I see 1 6 for 1 rend and a whole bunch of other ones. So do the rend first. So that's going to be a 5-up invulnerable, yep, which you made. And all the rest, so a bunch of 2-up saves. Oh no. Oh, so we have just drawed combat because neither of us caused any...
Oh, I did 1.
You did 1 wound. You won. But because of my mask relic, I do have Zealot, right, which means, you know, Ooh, I also have Hatred because of that, because of Zealot. I've been forgetting about that. But you know what? I don't want to go back and figure out how many dice I missed there. So I'm just going to take the Fearless right now and forget about the Hatred until maybe they get another charge off. So there we go. And that is the end of Ad Mech Turn 3. So I was not able to secure any objectives, and unfortunately it's looking like my core is starting to fall apart here. Both my Vanguard are either fleeing or dead, and my Ruststalkers failed to kill the 2 Paladins here, and maybe I'll get lucky and plug away at your Dread Knight here and take him out. But I do still have my Dune Crawlers over there, so I'm not out of the game just yet, but it's getting close. It's getting close, going into Grey Knight, Turn 3. So we are moving into Grey Knight's Turn 3. Now, Jonathan already has 3 objectives, all of which are actually very achievable this turn. So he's going to try that out. So we're going to move right into the movement phase. Over here, the Grandmaster is just going to saddle up to that objective right there. 4 inches, that's going to be more than enough, and he's just going to stay out of line of sight of my Doom Crawlers there. So just in passing conversation, Sweep in Advance came up, and the discussion of Terminators not being able to sweep in advance came to my mind. Now, here's the thing. I was still running away. I was incredibly close to the edge, and that's a scatter die. And look at that, 5 inches. I was actually right there. 5 inches would have been enough to take me off. So I apologize for messing that one up. I would have run off the table anyway, and my unit would still be dead at this point. So in this case, there's no harm, no foul. And he's just going to move these Strike Squad Marines up to the objective just to hold it, because he wants to work towards Ascendancy, which is very much in his grasp this turn if he can at least win either this combat here or this combat over here. Into the Psychic phase, he's going to get D6 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to have a total of 11 warp charges to play with, to my 6. So he's going to start by casting Sanctuary on the Dread Knight, needing at least 1. He got 2. I'm going to throw all of my dice at this, because I need to kill that Dread Knight. So I need 2 6s, which I did not get. Very close, but not quite. Over here, he's going to throw some dice at Hammerhand against the Ruststalkers, and it goes off, no problem. And over here, he's going to try and get Hammerhand off on this unit with 3 dice, which is successful. And you have 2 dice left. Is there anything else you want to do, or are you good at this point?
I'm good.
Alright, you don't want to risk Paraline with your Grandmaster, right?
Oh no.
So there we go. So, moving into the shooting phase. And this squad right here is going to take some pot shots at those fleeing Vanguard there. So 2 side cannon shots because he moved. That's going to be 1 hit right there. And that's going to be a wound. And I actually have no save against that, so it's just 1 dead. And the Storm Bolter's coming up, ready to take him out. That's a good chunk of hits right there. And let's see how many wounds. That's going to be 5 wounds. So unless I'm really lucky here, I think that squad is dead. And he is dead at this point. So pop. And that is the end of the shooting phase. He's not going to run his Grandmaster simply because he's already sitting on an objective. And he's quite happy there. So we're going to jump right into the assault phase. Moving into this combat right here. Now it's your turn. Now, there are 2 characters in the fight.
Yep.
Are you going to issue a challenge?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay, so you're going to beat me to it. So you're going to beat my Data Smith into a bloody pulp first. So you're working against his weapon skill. So you're hitting on 3s. And you got 4 attacks. So that's only 2 hits, but Master Crafted.
Yep.
3 hits. All right. Now, anything but 1s?
Squish.
Okay, so I need to make some refractor field saves here. And I failed 2. Now, that means he's going to be dead. And 1 wound is going to go out into the combat itself. And you're going to kill him. However, he has... Oh, I should have rolled those independently. So 1 is going to go out there. So there's going to be feel no pain here. No, so he's still dead. So I only have 1 shot left to kill you here.
Alright.
And this one is very important. So I get double the attack characteristic this time around. So he's going to get 4 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Alright. Needing 4s here. Oh no! Oh no! Thankfully I'm still fearless. Yep. So we're stuck in combat. But that is not good. That Dread Knight might just tear through at this point. And over here we have the ongoing combat. You might as well, I got 1 attack that I got to make first with my Data Spike, so if you can just hand me 1d6 here. So, this is hitting on 4s. No. Okay, might as well make your attacks now. So do your 2 attacks in the challenge right there. So hitting on 3s, both hit. Wounding on on 2s. 2 6-up invulnerable saves. No. So the Alpha is dead and 1 wound will spill over. Alright. Now just make your last attacks right there. I'm still going to attack back because of initiative 4, but that's 2 more hits right there. And that's 2 more wounds, needing 6s to save. Nothing. So I am going to lose 2 more. So now it's very important that I kill some paladins here. Alright, so I'm going to make my attacks back with my Alpha first. So the Cord Claw attack is going to miss. And the regular attacks... Alright, I need the regular attacks. I'm going to hit 2 attacks that hit, and these are at AP 2 because of the Transonic special rule.
Oh, right.
So they did wound. Yeah, those were the wounds, weren't they? 1 second. So 2 hits have gone through, so I need to do some wounds here. Yes! Oh. 1 wound! Because it's only strength 4 at this point. But 1 wound, so you're making your invulnerable save first.
Vulnerable.
So 5 up invulnerable? Nope.
Oh.
5 up feel no pain? No! So he takes a wound, and that apothecary is down to 1. And I have 18 more attacks for this combat. I gotta do the Cord Claws first. So there's gonna be 6 Cord Claw attacks, hitting on 4s. Okay, 2 hits. Now these are the ones wounding on 2s because of Fleshbane. That's going to be 1 wound right there. So take your 5 up invulnerable. Oh, and you make it. And my last batch of attacks. Now I need to see a good chunk of hits here and a good chunk of wounds on 4s. Oh, that is what I needed to see right there. Alright, I need to see a couple 4s here. And there, oh, that is exactly what I need to see. So, you need to take, just take them because they're all the same saves, but the non-apothecary has to die last. So you have 6 saves to make. So make some 5-ups. So 6 5-up invulnerable saves. Come on!
Yes!
Well, make your feel no pains. Make your feel no pains. Alright, so I killed the non-apothecary one, which is very important. And I dealt 3 wounds to you, and now you still won combat. Now, at the very least, even if I run away, you're not going to be able to sweep and advance me simply because of the Terminator armor. But I'm going to stick around in combat anyway because I am insanely stupid and brave. Now, the good thing for me is that this has kept you from taking either objective. Actually, we're going to have to measure that one. You might have taken that objective for Ascendancy. So that is actually close enough that you've taken the objective number 2 out from under me at this point, so you will achieve Ascendancy this turn. So at the end of his turn, he was able to get Ascendancy, so he's going to get D3 victory points for that one. For 1 victory point right there, so we'll just keep that right there. And Rites of Exorcism, unfortunately, it's not the turn he generated it on, so it's only going to be worth 1 at this point. And at the start of Ad Mech, turn 5, I guess we're at now. No, turn 4.
No.
Turn
4, yeah.
Turn 4. Turn 4, because that was the end of your turn 3. I already have 3 objectives, so I'm not drawing anything else at this point. So I'm going to move right into the movement phase. Now, my Dunecrawler here gets to move 6 inches unimpeded because of difficult terrain. So he's just going to sort of shove his way right through the terrain just to get within 36 of those those power armor knights over there. And my neutron laser Dunecrawler is just going to move forward and get a better line of sight on those guys as well. So the first one's not going to get a cover save, but every other one, yeah, the next one is. So there's going to be some good shots there. And at the start of my turn, no Doctrine Imperatives to declare no Doctrine Imperatives to declare at this point because I need all my weapon skill and ballistic skills to stay unmodified. And that robot is stuck as a Conqueror robot at this point because the Datasmith is dead. Starting with the Dunecrawlers over here, I am in range with the heavy phosphor cannon of 2 of the guys right here, 2 of the Strike Squad Marines. So I'm going to take some pot shots, hitting on 3s. That's a scatter die in my hand. Hitting on 3s, twin linked, but no matter. Wounding on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds, and this is AP3. So unfortunately, the first guy here is out in the open, so he's just going to die. But the second guy right here is going to get a 4-up cover save. So why don't you roll that? No, unfortunately he's going to go down as well. But that does put him out of range of the heavy stubbers from both of those guys.
Oh, that's good.
Now I have the neutron laser. Now this guy has served me well all this game. He's going to fire into this squad as well. I'm going to place it right on the very front guy there, but I'm going to get all 3 as a result. Now I really need this to hit. And that's a direct hit for 3 hits. So needing anything but 1s to wound. So natural air roll, 1 wound. So this front guy is out in the open, unfortunately. So unless you go to ground, he's not getting any saves.
Let's go to ground.
You're going to go to ground. Okay, so it's a 6-up cover save. No, so he's down. But now this next guy has a 3-up cover save because he's gone to ground because of the ruins plus that. So 3-up. And he's going to make it. But at the very least, they have gone to ground. Now they did lose 33%, so they have to make a morale check. Now in this case, it's kind of wonky because he wants to fail, because once he starts running away in his turn, he's going to automatically rally because of "and they shall know no fear," and he's going to be able to operate as normal. So he actually wants to fail this check, oddly enough. Which he did.
Hey.
Oh wait, did you? Now, if his Justicar hadn't been killed, or had been killed rather, he would have failed that and he would have been great in his next turn, but his Justicar is actually still alive. Which one's the Justicar?
Hammer.
The Hammer. So unfortunately, because the Justicar is alive, your leadership 9, which means that is a pass right there. So you have just gone to ground, which means in your turn, you're gonna get back up, but you're gonna be snap firing, unfortunately. Starting with the assault phase over here, now I need to get really lucky here, otherwise I am dead. So roll your 4 attacks. That's not what I call getting lucky here. Okay, so 3 hits. I need to see a bunch of 1s here. Oh. No, and I do not have Feel No Pain anymore, so my Castellan is dead. So you're going to consolidate D6 inches. 6 inches, and you're probably going to want to go towards the Onager Dunecrawlers.
Yeah.
And they're just going to start piling forward toward the Onagers there. And moving to this combat over here, might as well take your attacks quickly first because you got your 2 attacks. Hitting on 3s, that is a scatter die. You gotta stop rolling that. Alright, so wounding on 2s. Okay, so I got some invulnerable saves to make here. No, so I'm gonna lose 2. So now it's very important that I make some hits here. So I have a total of 9 attacks here. Now 3 of these are gonna be Cord Claw attacks. So hitting on 4s. Ooh. 2 hits, and these are the Fleshbane ones at AP2. 1 wound with the Fleshbane. So 5-up invulnerable save.
Yes!
Ah. Alright, I really need to kill you now. So there's going to be 3 more hits right there from the regular attacks. And 2 more wounds. So 2 5-up saves.
No!
Oh, you have your feel no pain.
Oh, right.
You have your feel no pain still. Oh,
Yes!
come on! And I am going to run away. How many inches? I'm going to run away 7 inches all the way back there, and these other guys are dead. And you can consolidate now. You're probably going to want to consolidate towards objective number 1 there. 5 inches, which is going to put you probably right about there.
Yep.
Yep, and that's going to give you objective number 1. And at the start of Jonathan's turn, he's going to draw up to 3 cards. So secure objective 4 and secure objective 3 on top of his objective 1. So because they went to ground in my turn right there, they're not going to return to normal until your turn. So they're only going to be snap firing this turn and not doing much of anything else. Your paladin over here, I recommend you just stick him on objective 1 because that's going to be worth 2 points to you because you're going to steal it from me as well, right? And I mean, what else is he going to do besides shoot maybe a rust stalker, which you still have? Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's got the narcissism, so he can't even shoot. So really, for movement, the one that matters is going to be this Dread Knight right here, and you're probably going to plow him towards the Doomcrawlers, aren't you?
Definitely. I want to get right up close and personal.
Yeah. So he's just going to plow 11 inches towards the Doomcrawlers, right there. And the Grandmaster is just going to move through difficult terrain here, just get better line of sight on the remaining Rust Stalker. So he's just going to pop into that tunnel. Might as well move him up just a little bit there. I checked it earlier. He has line of sight. There's the Rust Stalker right there. So we're going to go into the psychic phase first before any shooting. So roll a d6. How many charges do you get? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to have 7 to my 2. So we're going to start over here. You're going to throw some dice at Sanctuary?
Yep.
All right. Alright, that goes off, and there's no way I can cancel that one out because I only have 2 dice. So he has his 4-up invulnerable save. Alright, so that is his second phase. He's going to move into the shooting phase. With his heavy incinerator, he's going to be able to get both, no problem right there. So needing 6s to glance.
So the first one there.
I'll just roll 2 because they have the same armor regardless.
Different weapons.
Well, the thing is, it has to be allocated to the closest one first anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so roll the first one. Well, no, roll them together. Roll them together. So needing 6s, not a single one right there. But you do have your heavy side cannon for 6 shots. And these ones are going to be a little bit tougher. So 6 shots hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 5 hits. 5s to glance, 6 to penetrate. 1 glance. So I'm going to get my 5-up invulnerable save for the field harmonics, which I'm not going to make. So he is going to drop down to 2 hull points remaining. And there it is with 2 hull points. And the Grandmaster is going to take a pot shot at this Rust Stalker all the way over here, needing 2s to hit. That's 3 hits, needing 3s to wound. Oh, only 1 wound. So 4-up armor save. No, he takes a wound. And do you just want to quickly get your strike squad done? Oh, you got 4 dice already? Yep. Okay. So 3s to hit.
6s on the ground.
Oh, that's right. So 1 hit, 3s to wound.
No.
Nothing. Oh, so he sticks around with only 1 wound remaining. Now the thing is, he's pretty much dead anyway. Yep. This is just, a feel-good sort of tactic at this point. All right, so that is the end of the shooting phase. Moving into the assault phase. And over here, are you going to declare an assault against my Dune Crawlers here?
Yep.
Now they are walkers, so I'm going to get my Overwatch.
All right.
Yeah, so I got 9 heavy stubber shots coming your way. Oh, these are just strength 4. I wouldn't worry too much about them. So just strength 4, so hitting on 6s. 2 hits, wounding on 6s. No wounds. Now I got the twin-linked heavy phosphor cannon on 6s. Twin-linked 1 hit so far. 1 hit, wounding on 4s. That's a wound.
Oh no.
So 2 up. Okay. And you know what? You were close enough that you were just going to get in no matter what. Even if you rolled double 1s.
Yep.
Alright, so you're going to attack first. Alright, so you have 5 attacks on the charge. So hitting on 3s. Mastercraft.
Right.
Mastercraft. So that's going to be 3 hits. And this is strength 10. And you're punching into these things, so you need to roll 2's to glance, 2's to glance, 3's to pen. All right, so that's going to be 3 penetrating hits right there. I have 5 up cover saves to make. Okay, so he's down to 1, but you did get a penetrating hit. So roll a d6. Let's find out what happens. 2 plus 2, so he's going to be... Oh no, this is AP 2 because it's the power fist. So he is only shaken, so he's firing snapshots on his turn. Now that's good, because if I manage to win this, he's not firing his neutron laser, because that's a blast. Alright, so I get a chance to attack back. Alright, so I'm going to get my 2 attacks back with my Cognus Manipulators, needing 4s to hit. 1 hit. Now this is Strength 10 AP 1. Strength 10 AP 1. So not a 1. That's not a 1. Alright, so you have a 4-up invulnerable save. Yes. Oh! Alright, so we are locked in combat because I am a walker, and that is going to end turn 4. So moving into the end step here, he was able to secure objective 1 of his own. He was also able to get objective 1 of mine right over here. So that's going to give him another point right there. And unfortunately, objective 3 is being contested by my Doomcrawler, so no point there. At the start of my turn, I draw 1 more objective here, Witch Hunter. So if I kill your Dread Knight, I'm going to get a point for that one.
Oh no.
I'm also going to declare the Doctrine Imperative. That's going to give me +3 weapon skill and -2 ballistic skill. Because I'm not shooting anything this turn. So I might as well just go all out on this one. So the very first thing I got to do is I got to see if this guy rallies right here. Nope, he's just going to keep running. 7 + 3 inches for 10 inches running away, so he's going to get to about there. And he's pretty much a non-factor at this point. And this combat over here now, he has 4 attacks, hitting on 4's Mastercrafted. So 2 hits so far. 3 hits total. Okay, 2's to glance. Alright, that's 2 glances. What do you want me to take first, the glance or the pen?
Glances.
Glances? Alright, 5 up cover save, or invulnerable saves? No, so 1's going to go over, and the penetrating? No, so that penetrate does go through. So roll a d6. What happens with the penetrate? Okay, good. I needed that. So that means this one last guy, though, is down to 1 hull point remaining. So I really, really, really need to win this combat at this point. So, on a 3. Okay. On a 2. Yes. Come on. Yeah! Oh! Alright. So once again, we are all stuck in combat. Now, at the end of my turn, the Cognus Manipulator does give me It Will Not Die. Which, hey, look at that. I got the hull point back.
No!
So I got 1 hull point back. Now, this is very important because we might be...
Oh, it died.
No, it's not dead yet. So it is going into your turn 5. Into the movement phase here, these guys are operating as normal at this point. So they're just going to go forward. They're probably going to shoot him to death first, but if they need the charge, they're going to get that off as well. Alright. And the commander, the brother, or the Grand Master, that's it, is going to move 4 inches through that tunnel just so we can get line of sight on the Rust Stalker here. So 4 shots from these strike squads into the Rust Stalker, hitting on 3s. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. And, oh, failed the armor saves. And feel no pain. No, he is dead at this point. Now, we were so anxious to go over that shooting, we did skip the psychic phase. I'm going to be nice and I'm going to give it to him. So, roll a d6. 5 plus 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry. So you're going to have 10. So he's going to try and cast Sanctuary again. I'm hoping for double 6s. Oh, no. I just need a single 6 here. Single 6!
No!
Yes! Alright, no Sanctuary for you, which is good because you've been rolling a lot of 4s on your invulnerable saves. Alright, so this is where things are going to get big. Now you need a 4 to hit me in combat with 4 attacks. So, have at it. Being 4s. Oh, Mastercrafted. No. So only 1. What's going to happen? Okay, that is a pen. That's not a save. Okay, so what's going to happen here? Okay, that is just a weapon destroyed.
No.
Alright, So 1-2, Cognis Manipulator. 3-4, Cognis Heavy Stubber. 5-6, the Heavy Phosphor Cannon. Okay, good, the Heavy Phosphor Cannon. So I have my Cognis Manipulator. Needing 3s to hit. That's a hit.
Oh.
That's a wound, and you have a 5-up invulnerable save.
Yeah!
Oh, come on. All right, so that is a 5-up invulnerable save. So that was the end of his turn 5 right there. So we are about to roll to see if it continues on. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't right now. Oh, and it continues. So we're going to go into my turn 6. Once again, this is all that's going to matter over here, so I don't even have objectives to pull. My Doctrine Imperative, Weapon Skill +2, Ballistic Skill -1, because why else, why anything else now? So, you have 4 attacks, needing 4s to hit. Alright, let's see it. Oh, Mastercrafted. Okay. Okay, now this is very important. And that is game. Because that was my last hull point right there. So, I'm holding the camera, so there you go. So, Jonathan was able to pull it out by tabling me, of all things. I would have had it by objectives, but his Dread Knight was just too tough. Rolling an obscene amount of 5-up and 4-up invulnerable saves and everything. I could count at least 3 or 4 times where I should have been able to pull through you, but there you go. So, hopefully you enjoyed this game of Warzone Apothis. As usual, we are going to have a post-game discussion in the Vault. So if you're not a Vault member, go ahead and check out that link below. You're going to get access for a 7-day free trial. That's where we have all this extra content for battle reports, missions, painting tips, all that sort of stuff. And of course, the post-game discussions. So click the link, check out the 7-day free trial. If you are Vault members, if you click the link, it's going to take you right there. So, as always, happy wargaming. Hey there, Vault members, welcome to the post-game show, and what a game that was. At the very start there, it looked like the Ad Mech were just going to run away with it if it wasn't for this one Dread Knight that I loaned you, no less. That traitorous little bugger right there coming back and smacking me around. Right off, oh yeah, the commander right there, he did some stuff as well. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that there's 2 instances that got you this game easily. Your Paladins holding out in combat against the Rustalkers was huge, massive. And then this Dread Knight just piling through everything and making all those saves. And we were using the same dice, so I know there was no loaded shenanigans going on there. Because it was one of those games where, by objectives, I would have had it handedly.
Oh, yeah, easily.
But instead, you were able to table me at the very end there. So that was quite something else. So having said all that, is there anything you would have changed about your list?
Probably something more maneuverable.
Yeah?
That's probably about it.
So like maybe some Interceptors or like a Storm Raven or something like that. Or even just like a Razorback. Yeah, I would say the lack of maneuverability was kind of tricky for you.
It takes a while.
it definitely can. It definitely can take a while. But you know what? Your teleports came in eventually, and I wasn't able to deal with them fast enough. I mean, by all means, I should have been able to.
Everything got dumped into that squad first. And
yeah. I mean, your Grand Master just sort of going through and just tanking things after that. Like, he was down to 1 wound, your Dread Knight was down to 1 wound, 2 guys left in this strike squad here.
1 guy left in the...
1 wound left on your Apothecary. I mean, there's just so many instances where I could not clench it at the very end. Yep. So yeah, your guys pulled through when they needed to, and that was huge. That was massive for you. In my case, I mean, all my stuff did really well, except for, you know, once I started failing to actually succeed on getting those wounds through to you. Mm-hmm. But all in all, I mean, I'm happy with the way my list performed. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that you're obscenely lucky rolls. And I'm actually really glad to see that. It's one of the reasons I love going through the entire game, because at the very start there, I mean, it was looking like I was just going to be stomping you.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, look where we are now.
Yeah.
Again, by objectives, I win, but you can't win objectives when you have nothing on the table.
Exactly.
And I was really hoping that my Doom Crawlers were going to be able to hold out long enough and the game was going to end. And
Just kept going?
It just kept going, and you just kept smacking. And that Mastercraft, that Mastercraft came back for you so many times. And that kept you in there.
Invulnerable save 4 up.
The invulnerable save, like I was really hoping that last one that I'd be able to finally punch it through, because if I had punched through there, you had nothing left on the table that could hurt the Doomcrawler.
Yeah.
So it would have been easily a victory. Well, yeah, but you would have had to walk them all across the table, right? Like, you would have had nothing left on the table that would really threaten the Doomcrawler, and then it's just a matter of me sitting back and waiting for the game to end, right?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, you should always try and make it through the game. Because look at how different this game turned out from the first couple turns. And what I'm going to find really funny, there's going to be people watching this game, and they're going to tune out by turn 2, going, oh yeah, it's just going to be an Ad Mech victory, no problem. But the joke's on them. Because unless they watch the very end, they're not going to see the stunning upset and victory by the Grey Knights in this case. Because here's the thing, I'm a Grey Knight player at heart. I'm an Inquisition player at heart. It warms my heart to see you come back like this as Grey Knights against one of the newer books. Simply because all the new books have that power level, right? And it warms my heart to see that. Sure, I lost a Warzone Apothis game, but this has probably been one of the most exciting games I've played for Warzone Apothis so far. I was getting more and more excited the more we were playing, just because how invested I was.
Yeah.
So all in all, it was great to have you down. It was great to have your Grey Knights show up. I mean, these golden Grey Knights. Gold is such a tricky color to make work when it comes to the models here, and you got it working on these guys. That actually works quite nicely. So I got to give you props on your golden Grey Knights right there. And by all means, I'd love to see you come back down. I'd love to get another game in with you. You've been a blast to play with. So, as always, I hope all of you enjoyed this game and post-game discussion. And as always, we hope you enjoy all the content. Yeah. As always. And if you want to get involved with Warzone Apothis, send us an email. You can find all the information at miniwargaming.com/Apothis. We'd love to have you come in. It's you guys that help us drive this so much, and that goes for regular content as well. It's you Vault members that allow us to do this. So we love you guys very much. So as always, happy wargaming. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that Warzone Apothis mission on Velonium. So as you saw, it ended up being a Necron, it was a victory for the Necrons on behalf of the Grey Knights. As odd as that might sound, because he was able to table the Ad Mech at the very end of it all. So, what this means is that, once again, the Ad Mech have been kicked off of Velonium, and they're not going to be getting access to the Annihilation device just yet. So why don't we go take a look at the map. So here we go. My only Ad Mech flag on Velonium has been replaced by a Necron flag. I'm starting to suspect trickery and cheating on the Necron side. So hope you enjoyed the whole battle report and the post game and all that other sort of fun stuff right there. As always, if you want to take part in Warzone Apothis, check out miniwargaming.com/Apothis. You're going to find all the information you need to take part, rules, contact stuff, scenarios, everything pretty much. So shoot us an email, because we want to get you guys involved, because it's because of you guys we can actually do this, which is amazing. So definitely check that out. And as always, we have tons of extra content. So if you're not a Vault member and you can't get access to the post game, check out the trial membership for the Vault. It's going to be 7 free days. You get to check out all the content, painting tips, where you get to see Chris's lovely mug all the time, and you get to see other missions and other campaigns and all that sort of great stuff. So as always, happy wargaming.